Here we are at example 2 from our 2.4 number 1 set of notes. We're asked to write the equation of a line that passes through this point, 2, -3, and this other point, -3, 1. Well, as we always know, anytime you have 2 points, you can always go ahead and find the slope of those 2 points. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is x1, y1, and this guy's going to be x2, y2. Again, if all of your math is legitimate, doesn't matter which one's actually x1, y1, and which one's x2, y2. But we know that for slope, that it is in fact y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is how we find slope between 2 points. Going ahead and just throwing those values in, our y2 is 1 minus our y1 is -3, and this is over our x2, here it is at -3, minus our x1, here it is 2. So it looks like on top we end up with 1 minus -3 because we are subtracting by a negative. We are really adding this value. So we end up with 1 plus 3, which gives us 4 on top. On the bottom we end up with -3 minus 2. That just comes out to be -5. So our slope between these 2 points comes out to be -4/5. Now we're asked to write an equation of a line that passes through those 2 points. Well, we have a slope and we have a point. As a result, we can use our slope-intercept form. Now, as we know from our slope-intercept form, we're going to use the equation y is equal to mx plus b. Now, we have our slope again, and we also have a point. In this case, we actually have 2 different points that we can go ahead and plug in for x and y and try and find out what b is. Let's go ahead and just go with this one. So we have again our x and y, we have our slope. Let's go ahead and throw those values inside for where they should be appropriately placed. We end up then with 1 is equal to our slope, -4/5, times our x value, here he is, -3, plus some b. We have no idea yet what b is. Simplifying this, we end up with 1 is equal to negative times a negative will come out to be a positive. 4 times 3 gives us 12 on top over 5 plus some b. Now there are various ways that we can kind of continue on in solving this. But if we're trying to really just look for b, we can go ahead and subtract what this value is from both sides. We have -12/5. You could clear the fractions as well, but I think in this particular case, since this is just a regular number, this is just a regular number as well, this will probably be actually a faster approach. Not by much, but it should be marginally faster. So we have 1 minus 12/5. Again, if we just do a little bit of foo, that's the same thing as saying 5 over 5, such then where they have the exact same bases. Then we can go ahead and either add or subtract those two. So we end up then with 5 times 1 is 5 over 5 minus 12 over 5. And again, since they have those same bottoms, we can go ahead and combine the tops. So it looks like b comes out to be -7 over 5. Again, 5 minus 12 is how we got the -7. So we've done all this work. We have found our b value. And again, by the way, that is the hardest part. So if you find b, you're pretty much home free in writing this equation. As we know, y is equal to mx plus b. That is the equation for a line. And pretty much all we're going to do is go ahead and just drop in our slope that we found and throw in our b that we also found. So we end up then with y is equal to, our slope was -4/5 x minus 7/5 being our b value. So here now is our equation for that line that passes through these 2 points. And again, that is example 2 from our 2.4 number 1 set of notes.